Hi, I'm Ben from DRIVESHARE. Welcome back. In our last few episodes, we've talked about how DRIVESHARE Experiences gives owners a new way to share their cars and stories. Today, we're going bigger, looking at the vision behind it all. So joining me today is Ken, our CEO, and of course Annalou, Head of Global Operations. We're going to talk a little bit about where DRIVESHARE's come from, but more importantly about where it's moving now. Ken, let's start at the top. I mean, DRIVESHARE began as a way of connecting, car enthusiasts with really, really cool vehicles. But where are we moving the platform next?
So the future of DriveShare will be heading more towards the experience side of things. We can see that we have a higher demand and request for, let's call it the full package. Not only the car driver handing over the keys or the car owner handing over the keys to a renter, but more like the full package of handing over a driver's book, an experience, road trip, the wider package instead of just here's the keys and you go for a little ride.
And we really think that it's kind of the car community that's been driving the growth, and we've definitely seen a lot of growth in DriveShare over the last 12 months.
Absolutely. I mean, more and more cars and more a wider assortment of cars are coming in because there's also being a strong uptake in early 80s cars coming in, and then you're feeding into a different generation now. I think also we're seeing the first kind of wave of new car enthusiasts that are breaking through the I don't want to own a car, but I want to drive something really old and get an experience with that. So,
And that's one of the visions, isn't it, of DriveShare, is to try and get a new generation of people engaged in classic cars and to understand the passion that we see in our car owners.
I think we're hitting we call an event horizon right now because we've seen a journey towards people some places in the world saying I don't need a driving license. I just want to take an Uber or autonomous driving car. But there will be a culture that still remains on the I need to ride a car, I need to drive it, I need to know how to drive a stick. And we're seeing this in the US and there's a strong uptake.
Okay, so we've got French, Danish, British here sat on the couch today. DriveShare's truly a global platform, isn't it? I mean, talk to us a little bit about all the corners of the world that we're in at the moment.
Yeah, so operating 34 countries in the world, it's quite an experience to see the difference in car culture per country. What is a classic defined in Germany versus New Zealand versus East Coast US is it can be miles apart in type and style. And the team we're working with, we have customer service sitting in Italy, we have customer service sitting northern state in the US. With all our car owners and network and professionals that we're working with, it's quite a diverse team of people.
Annalou, I mean, obviously the bulk of what we do is in the US, and the US is, an amazing, vibrant car market for us. But, what have we learned internationally from other markets that we kind of bring in and share amongst all of the car culture?
Obviously, different cultures mean just celebrating different things. So we're seeing, cars being booked for special occasions for various different events around the world. So it's really exciting to see, and it's also very interesting to see what types of cars are being booked and what the preferences are for each country. So we're seeing, for example, in the Scandinavian countries that there's a big love for American classics, and no, it's really interesting and also to have that kind of pride of the cars built and the icons of the country where the cars have been made being booked a lot in the country where they're being booked.
And we see kind of different areas, that use the cars in different ways. So we might see Australia, where we do a lot of sort of film shoots and weddings and things like that, whereas US is more about maybe driver experiences, people actually getting to get their hands on the cars, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And then we've got proms and different types of religious events that are being booked around the world. So yeah, no, it's really cool.
Ken, one of the big pieces of work that we're doing at the moment is around DriveShare Experiences. How do you see that sort of changing the business, and what opportunities do we think that opens up for car owners?
I mean, as I think identified is that once we normally do a self-drive or a owner experience in a car and someone is picking up the keys, there's a lot of handover, how does the car handle and stuff like that. But we've figured out that also a lot of local know-how is being translated or transferred from the car owner. Go here, don't go there, and see this, and so on. And I think we've identified that this needs to come to a more structural process of how do you hand over this information, and it becomes this curated personal driver's book almost on a booking.
And how do you think Experiences, embraces the company ethos of, getting more people interested in classic cars?
Well, people, car enthusiasts are, drawn to the car as a predominantly or the number one choice to go to drive to book a car. But I think we gauge a much wider audience when we are able to kind of describe what is the package around the car, what are you going to do with it, and so on. It makes the booking opportunities quite wider. I think honestly, if a couple is going away, I think it's more for the female maybe saying, what are we going to experience on the trip, versus the guy, I just want to drive this thing. Getting the full package, we are opening up to a wider audience, like we're seeing other peer-to-peer operators in the world are turning to Experiences to create the full package.
And which, I guess, hoping to become kind of more than a marketplace, right? As you said, to kind of enable like different kinds of conversations with customers that would normally just be very car focused. It's about expanding that opportunity out, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we come from what I would say chauffeured car experience to owners' experience of driving the car yourself, to and also from our more professional side of things to the industry of production and photo shoots and stuff like that. But adding this new level of a full package experience is much stronger product.
Annalu, from an operational side, how are we starting to see owners respond to this shift in this growing experiences? I mean, we're doing a lot of it already. I think that's the key thing, right? Certainly our hosts are doing a lot of it already. This is just about bringing it and really highlighting it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think DriveShare is very good at focusing on the car, and we've seen also a lot of owners travel to different parts of the state or even the world to go and drive the car that they want to try out. And there's a lot of car focused rentals happening within DriveShare, but we're also finding that owners are thriving in the way that they can now market to other people for tourists, and going to visit their local tourist spots, but within a classic car, or even going to off the beaten track and having local recommendations for places to go and visit. So we're really seeing every owner being able to basically satisfy all kinds of different customers now.
And Ken, as we look forward, I mean, what do you see as the next chapter of DriveShare? Where are we going next?
I can see with the current tech stack we're operating with is becoming much stronger in the experience platform. It captures a wider audience and an easier way of booking. I think that we are moving towards a more global platform that will be one-stop solution, rather than right now as we are operating with Classic and DriveShare in two individual platforms. This one hero platform under Experience will become a stronger product.
And let's talk about community. Annalu, what do you see as the value of community, and where do we see that moving in the future for DriveShare?
Absolutely. I mean, the classic car community is a global one, and also because we are in so many different countries and markets, we're seeing people traveling to different countries to go and experience these classic cars, and there's no borders here in where the community starts and ends. We're also seeing just a lot more engagement, and we're seeing people go to a lot of events together, and I think in bringing experiences to worldwide, and for a different kind of way for people that aren't necessarily into classic cars already to experience them, we're growing the community also in this way.
So I mean, experience is a big buzzword at the moment. There's lots of different platforms looking at this and how they respond to it, and and develop products internationally. I mean, we've been working on this for quite some time, haven't we? With our own iteration of it. I mean, let's talk about the origins of experiences and what we built it from, Kent.
Yeah, so we've done a lot of tours with some of the car owners and through our car owner meetups in US, which has been extremely successful. We get strong feedback from different car owner types and different places in the US. But as we've also done events in Europe, I mean, I recall a visit in Sicily and going on a small road trip experience from Palermo and round the island with a local acquaintance we have that knows every corner of that island, stopping in an amazing scenic little harbor for lunch, and me asking for, we should have a coffee at the end of the meal, and he go, oh no, we're going another place for coffee. And I just recall that little this guy really knows the area, and I would never, as a
no, I mean, there are experiences you would never get to have if you weren't
Never.
with somebody that knew the area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a new way that we're seeing a lot of touristic choices being made around experiences rather than just going to sightsee, for example. And we're seeing a lot of owners respond really positively to the ability now to create an experience around their classic car, but also using their know-how and their local knowledge to build out this, massively added value experiences for tourists and
I think
even
it
local.
kind of talks to this authenticity, right? I mean, that's why people want to drive these cars, because they feel authentic. They're experiences that perhaps we don't get in modern cars or that, and taking that authenticity and then it reaching out into the wider area to have authentic experiences in, as you say, in restaurants, or even as simple as having a coffee in a place you would never have gone to before.
Absolutely.
So, Ken, I mean, we see our customers, but also our hosts using the platform in a number of different ways, right?
Yeah, I mean, what we experience is that some people use it as a bit of a try before you buy first version, because it's an easy way to kind of go get behind the wheel, get a little conversation with the guy, and get to know if this car is actually for me. Because believe me, I've always thought a DeLorean was an amazing, I need to try this, try it once, don't want one. It's impossible to drive, in my experience.
So it's like dating, right?
Oh, it is, yeah, exactly. Let's call it car dating in that sense. But also what I can see is that with the experience product that we're developing and this kind of internal community we've built through the car owners in multiple countries in the world, I have this book at home called 1001 Wines Try Before You Die. And in my world, that should be rewritten, but 1001 Drives Try Before You Die. Because I want to tick the box of the Vermont foliage in the October period. I want to do the convertible drive in a high Pacific Highway. There's so many things in US and the world that just needs to be a little tick box exercise. And as a classic car owner, you want to try these. You want to feel every corner of the earth if you can.
Ken, Annalou, thank you. I mean, it's so exciting to kind of hear about the global vision and to really hear about all of the different experiences from our car owners globally and what's coming next. If you're already part of the DriveShare community, now's the time to get involved. Create your own experience, share your car, and be part of something that's growing worldwide. And if you're watching this for the first time, welcome. Head over to experiences.driveshare.com and explore the stories being shared and see how you can join the community. I'm Ben from DriveShare. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.